Okay.
I hope everyone can hear me loud and
Yes.
clear.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So, hello everyone. We welcome to you on a yet another webinar. So today we have with us Mr. Mohammad Rafi Syed. He's a practicing cost accountant and his specialization is in the field of goods and service tax. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Cost and Management Accounts of India and, and, and he is also an MBA graduate. He has a rich and diverse 15 years of teaching experience in handling classes for CA, CMA, CA students. He is a visiting faculty of the ICAI, ICMAI, ICSI, Anna University, Madras University, Chennai for indirect taxes. He is also a very successful author of 3 books of indirect tax laws. So, Mr. Syed, we welcome you today to our webinar.
Thank you,
Thank
madam.
you for joining us. So, handing over to you, you can share your screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Hmm. Yes, my dear. Good evening to all of you, my dear friends. Are you able to view my screen here?
So we can't
Hello.
hear your voice loud and clear. Can you turn on the voice?
Yes.
Yes, it's
Now
better
it's
now.
clear, madam.
Yes, it is clear.
Yeah, my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes.
Yes. Now let us have the concept of blocked credit under the GST, which is one of the important area, my dear friends, and which has nowadays industry running behind the concept of block credit, which is allowed, which is not allowed. Now I am bringing to notice the concept of block credit section 17 deals with capital goods credit not allowed cases. I have given on the slide a simplified diagrammatic presentation for a kind consideration. Just look and understand. Now I'm going to go with a detailed manner of presentation of this. Capital goods, as you are aware of that, defined in section 2 sub 19, in that few items, especially motor vehicles, vessels, aircraft, credit thereon has been blocked. Same at the same time, services with regard to the insurance thereon, servicing thereon also be blocked. Now, however, there are some exceptions are provided for this type of motor vehicles versus aircraft. I will explain to you now. So the entire screen, what is there on the screen in terms of particular point by point, now I am presenting here in a detailed manner, look and understandable manner. All of you following, my dear friends, my voice is clear to all of you. Shall I proceed with subject of presentation of my diagrammatic presentation on the topic of block credit? Fine. Now I am presenting this entire block credit section 17, where we have almost all 9 classes, my dear, from class A to class I. One by one presenting here as follows. Block credit of ITC is as follows, my dear friends. Let us start with capital goods. As you are aware of that, capital goods as defined under section 2, subsection 119, the value of which is capitalized in the books of accounts and in use in the course or furtherance of business over a period of life of the asset, where the motor vehicles, vessels, or aircraft comes under the capital goods, specifically stated that credit is not allowed. If you look here, X Limited, assume a scenario, my dear. X Limited, a registered person who purchased few cars, motor vehicles carrying capacity passengers not exceeding 13, including driver, What for they purchase? X Limited being a registered person purchase these motor vehicles for office use. It is purely blocked. Credit on such purchase of motor vehicle is not allowed. If you look on the screen, assume the value of the cars X Limited purchased 50 lakhs. GST paid there on 14 lakhs. Whether X Limited can avail the ITC on such motor vehicles carrying capacity not exceeding 13 in number, including driver, specifically blocked under section 17(5) clause A. ITC not allowed to X Limited. Why not allowed? It is specifically stated that the credit may not be fully going to be, the expenditure on such motor vehicle may not be fully used for the purpose of business in the course or furtherance of business. So obvious reasons are there, my dear friends, resulting that Government of India, upon the recommendation of the GST Council, this particular credit fully blocked. However, we have certain exceptions on this. Will work out and will be shown to you on the screen in a simplified manner. For the time being, understood here, X Limited being registered person, any person for the time being who is a registered person in GST law procured this type of motor vehicles, especially highlighting the terminology carrying capacity, seating capacity not exceeding 15 persons, then only it is block credit, my dear friends. At the same time, motor vehicles, also important terminology. Motor vehicles are those vehicles which are required to be registered under the Motor Vehicles Act. Then only we called as motor vehicles, and the seating capacity not exceeding 13 number, which is not a capital goods for qualifying the credit. Then what the assessee can do? The best advice, you being a chartered accountant, cost accountant, or a company secretary, as a whole GST practitioner, you can suggest to your client saying that this credit not allowed, therefore capitalize in the books of accounts to claim the depreciation under section 32 of the Income Tax Act. That will be a benefit to get the tax benefit for the assessees. Further, my dear friends, continuation. Here, motor vehicles includes two-wheelers also. Two-wheelers, for example, my dear, a particular DHL courier purchased motor vehicles to carry the courier for distribution door-to-door delivery. So what? Though the DHL courier using this motor vehicle for the purpose of in the course or furtherance of business of taxable supply, in spite of that, credit has been blocked. DHL courier wala cannot avail the GST paid on such motor vehicle two-wheelers as input tax credit. Credit not allowed. Is it clear, my dear friends? Further, looking ahead further here, my dear friends, X Limited hiring of these cars instead of buying, hiring, leasing, renting of the motor vehicle for the business purpose. If X Limited purchase these motor vehicles, input tax credit not allowed. Very good. Accepted. X Limited can hire these motor vehicles for the business purpose as an inward input supply by paying the GST. If so, such a GST on inward supply of hiring, leasing, renting of motor vehicle whose carrying capacity not exceed 13 in number, are they eligible to claim input tax credit? Here also, X Limited on this type of hiring, leasing, renting of inward supply of motor vehicle not carrying capacity more than 13, in that case, ITC not allowed. Here also, the GST paid on such on hiring, leasing, renting inward supply of services, GST not qualify for input tax credit. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Here one obligation, exception. If it is obligatory for the employer to provide to the employee, then it is come under exception. Under exclusion, exception, none other than qualify for ITC. What do you mean this? How to understand this? I will explain to you, my dear sir, in a simplified the example. My dear, assume a scenario, a case where Wipro Limited providing taxable supply of services, namely information technology and software services. They are providing cab services to pick up and drop for their employees from the house to the company, company to the house, where the renting charges charged by the supplier of renting of motor vehicle wala, where the cab not exceeding 13 in number charge the GST. Wipro Limited can avail the ITC? As such, no. On such motor vehicle, hiring charges not qualify for input tax credit. However, the government of India pass a particular, issued a notification stating that all software industries should provide to their employees mandatorily pick up and drop services, resulting that particular Wipro Limited hiring of these vehicles on rental basis by making the payment of GST. In such case, Wipro Limited can avail the ITC? Yes, they can avail the ITC, because here we have this point called as exceptions. Obligatory for an employer to provide the same to its employees, then input tax credit on such inward supply well allowed. That too, hiring, leasing, renting of motor vehicle carrying capacity less than or equal to 13 in number. That is important to note. Is it obligatory for the employer? Yes, allowed. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, from here, proceeding further, we are in the motor vehicles. Look on the screen, my dear sir. X Limited being a registered person who purchased these motor vehicles, what for? It is for further supply. Means X Limited buying these motor vehicles, selling these motor vehicles. That means what? He is a dealer of that particular motor vehicle, dealing with such vehicle. In that case, for him is stock in trade. Can avail the ITC? Yes, these motor vehicles, for those who supplying further taxable supply, then ITC allowed if they deals with that. At the same time, X Limited using these motor vehicles carrying capacity not exceeding 13 in number, then in that case, my dear friends, if they use this motor vehicle for transportation of passengers, where such a transportation of passenger service provider should pay the GST at 12%, then only GST credit qualify on these capital goods. If X Limited, though may be transportation of passenger services, but opted to pay 5% GST, they are not eligible to claim input tax credit on these capital goods. That is one of the hidden point in this regard to identify and understand. Now listen, X Limited is dealer of further supply of these motor vehicles, eligible to claim ITC, or he is a transportation of passenger business paying the GST at the rate of 12%, well allowed to claim ITC, or otherwise X Limited imparting training on driving such motor vehicles like a driving school services. In that case, these motor vehicles, if they purchase by payment of GST, will qualify for input tax credit. This entire 14 lakhs is well allowed to claim ITC. ITC allowed to X Limited on these vehicles if they are dealing with these motor vehicles, or providing transport of passengers, or providing motor driving skills. In that case, they are well eligible to claim input tax credit. It is one exception. Be careful and identify. Questions are going to come from this angle in the examination point, my dear friends. Further, here, what type of further food for thought is as follows. Here, of course, if X Limited purchase these motor vehicle bicycles, namely motor vehicle two-wheelers with the motor, and selling to others, eligible to claim ITC, no problem. They are eligible to claim ITC if they are dealing with even two-wheelers also. Further, I am presenting here as a food for thought. Look on the screen, my dear friends. Hopefully, you may answer this. You know, forklift. Forklift generally using in factories is this. How much capacity to carry? Only one person, or maybe backside to him, maybe one or two can sit. Forklift purchased by X Limited to use in their factory. If that is the case, X Limited eligible to claim ITC. Carrying capacity of passengers not more than 13, less than or equal to 13 only. Therefore, is it blocked credit? GST paid on forklift allowed or not allowed? Dear friends, it is well allowed, my dear. Well allowed ITC. Reason, it is only a vehicle but not a motor vehicle which is required to be registered under the Motor Vehicle Act. Here, what is important is now, this is only a vehicle which has no number plate. There is no registration required under the Motor Vehicles Act, resulting that this particular forklift, whoever may purchase for using in their course of furtherance of business for paying taxable output supply, well eligible to claim ITC. Questions are going to come. Forklift is not a motor vehicle which is not going to be blocked under section 17 subsection 5 clause A of the CGST Act. It is not going to be blocked thereon. Is it clear, my dear? Therefore, ITC well allowed. Further, my dear friends, for your kind consideration, you look here on the screen. It is also motor vehicle. It is a motor vehicle. Of course, required to register under the Motor Vehicle Act. But carrying capacity, if you look these, by looking, you can say 60 plus or 50 plus. Such a motor vehicle purchased by X Limited being a registered person. What for? For the purpose of employees pick up and drop services. X Limited employees pick up from the respective houses, drop in the factory gate, from the factory or from the office to their residence. Pick up and drop purpose, X Limited being a registered person procured this particular motor vehicle carrying capacity more than 13, but using for whom? For their employees purpose. Are they eligible to claim ITC? X Limited can avail the ITC? Yes, X Limited well allowed to claim ITC. Reason, it is not a motor vehicle which is blocked under section 17 subsection 5 clause A. That is the reason. It is not a blocked credit under section 17(5)(a). Reason, to fall under 17(5)(a) as a blocked credit, it should be less than or equal to 13 persons carrying capacity. But if you look prima facie on the screen, this motor vehicle is not the vehicle which is less than 13 capacity. It is more than 13 capacity, resulting that qualify for input tax credit. The GST paid on purchase of this motor vehicle, especially bus, I can say, in that case, 14 lakhs ITC, well allowed input tax credit. I can say that here it is a bus, value of bus, assume value of bus 50 lakhs, on which GST paid 14 lakhs, well allowed as ITC, my dear. This question is there in the CF final, one can expect in the examination. Further, my dear friends, looking ahead here, now look this. Aircraft or vessel. A vessel or aircraft which is procured by any person for their business or commerce in the course or furtherance of business, prima facie, it is a blocked credit section 17(5) clause AA. GST paid on purchase of vessel and aircraft, ITC not eligible. However, here we have certain exceptions from this. Exceptions to the inclusion, exception from the exclusion is none other than eligible to claim ITC. as such not eligible. Exceptions to this qualify for ITC. When means if you are using this particular vessel or aircraft for further supply, then for further taxable supply, eligible to claim ITC. If you use the vessel or aircraft for the transportation of passengers, yes, eligible to claim ITC. If the vessel aircraft procured for imparting training, navigating a vessel or imparting training on flying of aircraft, vessel for navigating, aircraft for flying. If you are providing such training for navigating or training for flying of aircraft, such a supplier of service, if you purchase this motorway, this particular aircraft or vessel, well eligible to claim ITC. At the same time, my dear friends, for transportation of goods purpose, if you purchase this particular cargo flight or the vessel which carrying the goods, well eligible to claim ITC, which has not blocked at all. My dear friends, I will put this in an example format that will be more attractive to make you understand here. Dear friends, in the given case, if you look here, assume a scenario, Reliance company, Reliance group of company purchased this aircraft for their board of directors traveling purpose in the course or furtherance of business only. For that purpose, they purchased this flight. Are they eligible to claim ITC? Prima facie, no, not eligible to claim ITC. Reason? It is a block credit. If Reliance company entered into the field of providing transportation of passenger business, thereby they are providing this, using this particular aircraft for transportation of passengers, where they are going to be paid at a rate of 12% GST, not 5% GST. If a person of transportation of passengers by air charging 5% GST, not eligible to claim input tax credit on capital goods. Be careful. Therefore, my dear friends, what my presentation is here is, if Reliance company as such purchase this motor vehicle for their business purpose, ITC is not allowed. If using this for transport to passenger purpose, then paying the GST at the rate of 12%, input tax credit is well eligible to avail. Is it clear, my dear friends? Further, referring here, furthermore, you are aware of that vessel aircraft prima facie not qualify for input tax credit. However, exceptions, further supply of vessel aircraft, input tax credit allowed. Transportation of passengers, input tax credit allowed. Imparting training on navigating of such vessel, input tax credit allowed. Imparting training on flying of such aircraft, input tax credit allowed. For transportation of goods purpose, you purchase aircraft, vessel, or a vehicle, for the sake of discussion, well qualified for input tax credit. Further, my dear friends, all in terms of this diagrammatic presentation, entire block I will explain to you. Just look and understand. This aircraft or vessel, if instead of buying, Reliance company, what they did is taken on lease, renting or hiring of this motor vehicle instead of buying. Are they eligible to claim ITC on the inward supply of hiring, leasing of this motor, this particular aircraft or vessel? Absolutely not. If they purchase this vehicle, if they purchase this aircraft or vessel, are they eligible to claim ITC as capital goods? No. Instead of buying that, if they taken on lease, renting or hiring as inward supply of aircraft or vessel, GST paid on such inward supply of leasing, hiring or renting of motor, this particular aircraft or vessel, also be not qualify for ITC. However, we have exceptions. If this particular motor vehicle you can take, or aircraft or vessel if you considered, if you purchase as a capital goods eligible for you, instead of buying, you are taken on hiring, leasing, renting, for them well eligible to claim ITC. That means if further supply of this vessel aircraft, transportation of passengers, imparting training or navigating of such vessel, or flying of such aircraft, transportation of such goods, using the transportation of goods using this aircraft or vessel. If so, if you purchase this aircraft vessel capital goods, instead of buying, you take it on high basis. That inward supply ITC qualify. At the same time, if it is obligatory for an employer to provide the same to the employees by way of statutory obligation, by virtue of a notification of the state government or central government, then thereby to comply that statutory obligation, the employer provide hiring, leasing of this particular aircraft vessel for their employees purpose, will qualify for input tax kit. I mean to say with one example, a simple example. Let us say here, Reliance company has a particular gas basin nearby coastal of Andhra Pradesh. Gas basin nearby coastal Andhra Pradesh. For moving the employees from the Andhra Pradesh to the basin into surface of the sea, for that purpose, they purchase a vessel to carry the employees from their particular coastal area from shore to the basin, from the basin to the coastal area into the Bay of Bengal. That purpose they purchase. The vessel purchase only for moving of their employees from the shore to basin, basin to shore for the employment purpose. Are they eligible to claim ITC? Well eligible to claim ITC. If the Reliance company purchase the aircraft for their board of directors, which is not an obligatory from the government of India to provide a state government, then no input tax kit. Same vessel what they purchase to carry the employees from the shore to the basin into the Bay of Bengal, from the basin to the shore is obligatory. Then only the vessel purchased by the Reliance company qualify for ITC. If there is no obligatory for the safety of employees purpose, if the employer provide to the employees input tax kit not allowed on this particular purchase of a vessel aircraft or hiring, leasing or renting of aircraft or vessel, input tax kit not allowed. Further, my dear friends, referring here for a kind consideration. Look here, motor vehicle we got here, aircraft is here, vessel is there. Here, what happened? General insurance on motor vehicles, general insurance on particular aircraft, general insurance on particular vessel. Like that, servicing of vehicle, aircraft, vessel. Like that, repairs and maintenance of the vehicle, aircraft, vessel also be prima facie not an input tax credit, is a block credit under section 70 in subsection 5 class B. However, exceptions we have. If these motor vehicles, aircraft, vessel is qualified for us as capital goods if we purchase, such a person incurred on such motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel, general insurance services, servicing services, repair services, thereby suffer the GST, well allowed to claim ITC. That's why I mentioned here exceptions. ITC in respect of such services available where the motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft are used for the purpose specified therein. Further, if I am a manufacturer of this vehicle, aircraft, vessel, yes, I am eligible to claim ITC on general insurance, on such vehicle, general insurance, servicing, repairs. Or otherwise, in respect of the particular vehicle, a insurance company undergoing for reinsurance. What do you mean this? How to understand this? I understand the difficulty of the last para. Last para is as follows, my dear sir. Last para referring to you for your kind consideration. In the manufacture of such motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft, in supply of general insurance, in respect of such motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft insured by him, ITC not allowed. It is really not at all understandably not understand this para, my dear. Am I right? This para, again I'm reading also ununderstandable. In the manufacture of such motor vehicles, vessel or aircraft, or in the supply of general insurance services in respect of such motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft issued by him, ITC not allowed. ITC not allowed cases exception, therefore allowed. Meaning thereby what? Meaning thereby what? Repeating again for a kind consideration. If I am a manufacturer of motor vehicles or aircraft or a vessel, general insurance thereon, servicing thereon, repairs thereon, qualify for ITC. How to understand this? With a simplified diagrammatic presentation for a kind consideration. My dear friends, look here. X Limited purchase, let us say, a registered person has his output capacity to manufacture this type of goods. Manufacture of motor vehicles, vessel, aircraft. If so, he received general insurance thereon, servicing thereon, input service, repairs and maintenance thereon. X Limited can avail the ITC, my dear friends. Obviously can avail the ITC because they are the manufacturer of the motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft. For them, ITC allowed. For them, ITC allowed. See, input script is allowed for them. Like that, a insurance company undergoing for general insurance in relation to motor vehicle eligible to claim ITC. What do you mean this? A simplified example in front of you for a kind consideration. Look here, enter scenario. I'll tell you. I'll show you here. X Limited, my dear. First, look here. X Limited. Registered person owned these vehicles, motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel, and covering the insurance from A Limited, thereby paid the insurance premium, to them with a GST. That particular insurance premium paid by Y Limited to A Limited of insurance company, that insurance premium on with GST, can they qualify for ITC? Obviously not, because for Y Limited, these all the goods are not capital goods. That is the reason. Now A Limited insurance company provide the insurance loss of this particular motor vehicle, aircraft, vessel, coverage, loss of this particular vehicles, aircraft, vessels. That insurance company undergoing with reinsurance premium by paying to another insurance company. In that case, this insurance company B Limited charge the GST to A Limited of first insurance company. A Limited of insurance company, whatever premium paid in the name of reinsurance with the GST, are they eligible to claim ITC? Well allowed to claim ITC. This is what the exception. ITC allowed and reinsurance premium to A Limited, which is the insurance company, undergoing for reinsurance with another insurance company. Got the clarity, my dear sir? This is what section 17(5) clause A speaks elaboratively with exceptions. Furthermore, my dear friends, referring to you here, if you look here, food and beverage, outdoor catering services, beauty treatment services, health insurance services, health services, cosmetic plastic surgery services, life insurance as well as health insurance services, obviously not qualify for ITC. Repeating, is a block to create under section 17 sub section 5 class B of the CGST Act. Food and beverages, input discrete not allowed. Outdoor catering, input discrete not allowed. Beauty treatment, absolutely ITC secret not allowed. Health services, no input discrete thereon, though maybe just attract. Cosmetic plastic surgery, not qualify for ITC. Health insurance, life insurance, block receipt, not allowed ITC. Not allowed ITC. Is clear? We have exceptions. Under exclusion, exceptions is inclusion to claim ITC. One, supply of the same category services. For example, my name is Annapurna Caterers, providing outdoor catering services to Infosys company. My outward supply not qualified for ITC by Infosys company. However, Annapurna Caterers getting some inward supply from Amma Caterers, thereby getting inward supply from Amma Caterers, providing output supply of outward catering to Infosys company. In that case, inward supply of Anna caterers well eligible to claim ITC. They are receiving from the similar nature of service, Amma caterers, inward supply by paying the GST and providing outward catering by Anna caterers eligible to claim ITC on food and beverages outdoor catering services like that beauty treatment, health insurance, cosmetic accessory, health insurance, life insurance, supply of same category of services. Especially to speak here, this particular the what we can say that outdoor catering services, beauty treatment services, beauty treatment services of the same category of services qualify for input tax credit. Cosmetics as well as first further, my dear sir, here I'm referring composite supply or a mixed supply. These items, food and beverages, beauty treatment, health services, life insurance, plastic surgery services, if it's a composite supply or a mixed supply, form part of element of supply, then qualify for ITC. I will tell you with one example. Cosmetic plastic surgeries or was beauty treatment I will take into account. My dear, beauty treatment services. Beauty treatment services. For example, my dear sir, Taj Coromandel offering to their customers per day per room rupees 5,000. Early morning beauty treatment is inclusive in that. That means what? Short-term accommodation services as well as beauty treatment services. Is a composite supply. What is the principal supply here? Short-term accommodation services. Such a short-term accommodation service provider who received services from a beauty treatment service providers inward supply eligible to claim ITC because beauty treatment is one of the element of the component supply of short-term accommodation principal supply nature, resulting that Taj Coromandel eligible to claim ITC. At the same time, food and beverages, outdoor catering services, beauty treatment services, health services, cosmetic plastic surgery services, life insurance services, health insurance services, which is block rate, however, qualify for ITC if it is obligatory for an employer to provide to the employee by virtue of a statutory obligation. For example, X Limited running a factory under the Factories Act 1948, where factory inspector very clearly said, Mr. Factory Manager, Factory MD, you must provide outdoor catering services to your employees in the factory. Otherwise, we are going to put a seal on your factory. Then it's obligatory for the employer to provide the outdoor catering services to the employees. Under that obligation, you provide the services, well eligible to claim ITC is the last point. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Furthermore, my dear sir, membership of a club services, health and fitness services, leave or home travel services given by the employer to employees in general not qualified for ITC unless it is an obligatory to provide for employer to the employee. For example, state government of Tamil Nadu, for example, my dear sir, passed a particular resolution in the state assembly stating that all the software industries, software service providers should provide 3 months leave in a year to the employees mandatorily as a home travel or leave travel benefit, resulting that on the compulsion of the law, the particular company providing to employees this home travel leave benefit services by incurring some expenditure, paying the GST. That is qualified for ITC, my dear. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Obligatory for an employer to provide to employee, then only it is membership of a club, health and fitness services, leave or home travel concession qualify for ITC. Furthermore, my dear sir, when you talk about work contract, is also be block credit. I will put in front of you straight away diagrammatic presentation rather than to go here and there. Look on the screen. Works contract services in relation to construction of a immovable property. Input tax credit not at all allowed. A Limited being a factory owner approach the work contractor B Limited to provide the services. Work contract output service not qualified for ITC to A Limited because it is in relation to immovable property. I input the skid not allowed. Like that, work contract in relation to plant and machinery. In the case where it is installation of a cell tower or laying the pipelines outside the factory premises, input as kit or work contract not allowed. However, work contract services in relation to plant and machinery qualify for ITC. What is not plant and machinery? Very clearly explained by the CBIC here, stating that what is not plant and machinery means construction of commercial and residential properties. 2. Laying the cell towers. 3. Installation of pipelines outside the factory not qualify for input tax credit, not come under the plant and machinery. Work contract in relation to plant and machinery qualify for ITC. However, what is not plant and machinery? This immovable property, not a plant and machinery, input tax credit not allowed. Cell tower installation, input tax credit not allowed. Work contract in relation to laying the pipelines outside the factory, also be input tax credit not allowed, my dear. Further, however, here I want to bring to your notice the important case. Work contractor who provide the work contract services liable to pay GST B Limited. He purchased the cement, he purchased the steel, iron by paying the GST on these inward supplies. Input tax kit allowed to work contractor? Well allowed. Got the clarity, my dear friends? What do you mean by work contract? Work contract means it is value of material and labor goes hand in hand without adding the land value in relation to immovable property. In that case, it is called work contract. Further, my dear friends, GST paid on cement, steel, and iron is allowed as input tax credit to be limited. Is it clear, my dear? Furthermore, on work contract, if it is like this, B Limited, work contractor providing services to A Limited. Further, A Limited cannot avail the ITC. However, C Limited being work contractor provide the services to B Limited, who is also a contractor, similar line of business. B Limited well allowed to avail input tax credit. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Further, my dear, referring to here, reading, B Limited being a main contractor received the work contract services from subcontractor by paying the GST, which is allowed as input tax credit to the main contractor. In our example, B Limited. B Limited can avail the ITC of C Limited outward supply, but A Limited cannot avail the input tax credit of B Limited because it is in relation to immovable property, which is not a plant and machinery. Got the clarity, my dear friends? Furthermore, presenting in front of you, my dear, what do you mean by plant and machinery? Plant and machinery you are referring, sir. If I use work contract to construct this type of structural support to my plant and machinery, if so, sir, work contract can I claim as input tax credit? Well allowed, because I wanted to install my plant and machinery which is highly vibrate in operation. I have to lay down on the foundation structure and attach with the bolts and nuts to prevent vibration in it, resulting that my plant machine smoothly can function, for which I am constructing this particular foundation structure by using work contract service. Such an inward supply of work contract for supporting structure of plant machinery well qualify for ITC. Got the clarity? This particular work contract service is a supporting structure to my plant and machinery. Input tax credit well allowed, my dear friends. Got the clarity what I said here? Fine. Furthermore, my dear sir, referring here, A Limited being a factory owner, instead of appointing you as a work contractor, he appointed you as a labor contractor. He himself procured cement, steel, iron directly from the suppliers by paying the GST and appointed you providing only labor contract. See, in their hands, there's no material, only labor contract. If there's a case, the steel, cement used by A Limited for this sub particular construction qualify for ITC? Obviously not. Resulting because it is not in relation to plant and machinery. It is in relation to immovable property input tax kit not allowed. Reading here, A Limited being a manufacturer is not eligible to avail GST on goods and services received for construction of an immovable property on his own account, including when such goods or services are both are used in the course or furtherance of business. Got the clarity, my dear friends? I want to cover the entire area of section 17.5 block retreat. That's why I am presenting little bit what we can say that push-up manner, my dear friends. Please, I hope so my beloved students will be able to cope up my presentation by looking on the screen and listening my lecture. Further, my dear sir, a trader, my dear, see very nice laughing face selling the goods, who is a component supply, who procured the goods by payment of GST, can avail the ITC? Obviously not. A composition supplier, for him, inward supply on which GST is blocked to credit, not allowed. GST paid on inward supply is not allowed as ITC. Is it clear, my dear? Further, referring to here, non-resident taxable person, you are aware of that, who came from outside India to India for carrying out taxable output supply for temporarily input tax kit not allowed for him except GST paid on import of goods, namely IGST. This alone qualify for ITC for this gentleman. Is it clear, my dear friends? Further, my dear sir, looking ahead further, just look and understand, my dear sir, my presentations. Paint purchased by paying the GST 1,20,000 rupees by a particular business person used painting for business purposes, ITC allowed. If the same painting purchased in the name of business but used for his residence, input tax is not allowed. So inputs used for personal consumption, inward supply of services for personal consumption not qualify for input tax kit. Is it clear, my dear? Further, my dear friends, shall I proceed? Yes. Further referring here, look on the screen. A factory wala produced beautiful cars in his factory in Bangalore. One find out what happened. All these cars gutted fire here because of the short circuit. All these fires got gutted in the fire, destroyed, became a husk and dust. The manufacturer should spend the money to clean that area. In such case, these goods has been produced by using inputs. Are they eligible to claim ITC? Obviously not. Like that, if the finished goods are output supply given free of cost or as a gift, there is no cascading effect, resulting that input tax credit also be not allowed. Furthermore, my dear sir, shall I proceed, my dear sir? Yes, we almost all came to the level of the conclusion here. So the last point here, but not the least, very important one should understand, my dear, the concept of this one. If you refer here, I covered all these points. Diagrammatic presentation, class A, I covered. Further, 17.5B covered, 17.5 C also be covered here. For a kind consideration, just look at understandable manner. Then I2 covered here, my dear sir. The D covered, E covered, F covered, G covered, H covered. The point, last point, 17.5 class I. Class I means ninth point here, class I. Any tax paid in accordance with the provision of fraud. Fraud means section 74 of the CGST. Detention and seizure means section 129 of the CGST, or confiscation of the goods, thereby to release the goods, confiscated goods, thereby you pay the tax, section 130 of the CGST, section 74 of the CGST, or section 129 of the CGST, or section 130 of the CGST. Against that you pay the taxes. The buyer of that goods not eligible to come ITC. One simple example. Listen, I am Mr. B. I procured the goods from Mr. A. Mr. A collected tax from me, but Mr. A not paid to the GST department. Department catch hold him, send the notice under section 74. Then the Mr. A paid the GST under section 74 against a show cause notice, which is a fraud case. Like that, the GST paid by supplier. In that case, Mr. B, who procured the goods, innocent guy, from Mr. A by payment of GST, not eligible to claim ITC, is the meaning of this. With this, we covered just like that on fingertips class A to class I on the part of broker credit section 17 subsection 5 of the CGST Act 2017 from class A to class I we covered, my dear sir. Like that, if you referred the all other chapters, you will be keep your provisions of GST on fingertips. Easy to remember. Diagrammatic presentations. The moment you close your eye, you can able to recollect the entire provisions. Got the clarity, my dear friends? With this, the session, my explanation is concluded. Now I'm opening the session for your kind consideration. Please ask your valuable doubts. I am here to clarify as your friend, my dear sir. Ask me as your friend. I will clarify all your doubts like that on the face of the question itself. Please, let us start the sessions for charting to clarify the doubts. Yes, my dear friends, you are now most welcome to chart with me as your friend.
Thank you so much, sir, for this session. We have received some questions from our users. So, first question is from PC. When it can be started as obligatory?
Repeat, please, madam, again.
When it can be started as obligatory.
Okay. When it is obligatory means only by virtue of a notification, government of India or the state government or union should be issue a notification in a gazette stating that it should be obligatory. Means if you not obey the instruction, you are punishable under the law. I given the example by stating that Factories Act 1948 very clearly says that if the factory located a far away place from the city, there should be provided the food and beverages, outdoor catering services. If the Factories Act very clearly says that factory wala should provide the food and beverage services, must provide. If not, that particular company, factory, liable to pay penalties to the government. It is called as obligatory. Thereby, if that company providing services of outdoor catering to their employees, eligible to claim ITC. It's called obligatory.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for the answer. We have one question from Gundal. Sorry, I am unable to pronounce her name. So the question is, can we get the input credit on employee group insurance?
Employee group insurance comes under insurance only. Prima facie blocked credit. ITC absolutely not allowed. However, if it is obligatory, for example, you take example here, Neyveli Neglect Corporation, where the employees working under the ground for their health benefit, that particular Neyveli Corporation is providing by themselves, so moto, with the best interest of their employees, group insurance, ITC not allowed. However, the state government, central government says that the workers working under the ground, for them health insurance mandatory. Accordingly, that company providing the group insurance, health insurance to their employees, then ITC allowed.
Got it. So I think some of the people have clarified the doubt. I request everyone to put your questions. If you want to talk to sir directly and directly, you can turn on your video. We'll unmute you. Does anyone wants to interact, sir, and get the questions answered? So please turn on your camera. I'll unmute you. So this one guy, he says material purchase related to COVID-19 like sanitizer, etc. is eligible to take credit.
Yes, it is come under this category of the employee purpose. See, it is nowhere related to the business purpose.
Got it. Okay. So
Therefore,
hmm,
no, the credit is as such not there. Healthcare sector it is.
okay. So I hope that solves your query, Satyanarayana. Anyone else who has some questions related to topic, if you want to know more and learn more about this, we are very grateful that sir has a full-fledged course with CA Club India also on the indirect tax laws. I've already shared the link with everyone. I'm sharing it again in the chat box so that you can go and check sir's demo video and the session on that. So we have one question from Poonam Jain. She asked that can we claim ITC on Momento purchase to give to customers when they visit the stores?
Yes. Here it comes under the business promotion. And business promotion well allowed ITC.
Okay. So I hope Poonam that solves your question.
I,
We have,
yes, ma. 1 minute.
please go ahead.
I would like to give clarification. The GST now we have blocked credit concept. What is coming under the blocked credit only is blocked. Remaining all you can take the credit. That means the government of India widened the scope to avail the ITC, thereby to reduce the cascading effect of tax. The benefit of reduction of tax on account of reduction of this input tax credit should pass it on to the end user. That benefit is widened now. Even if I purchase for my office purpose, even let us say that broomsticks by paying the GST, I am well allowed to claim ITC. It is my what we can call as repairs and maintenance services, which is well allowed. Work contract in relation to immovable property, repairs and maintenance, ITC allowed. But construction of immovable property only not allowed.
Okay, so I guess Poonam wants to ask something. Poonam, let me unmute you. Please speak
Yes,
something.
madam. Please, Amma.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon.
So actually, now they purchase sweets and gifts during Diwali, and they distribute it to their suppliers and customers. So is it allowed ITC?
Is a gift no, madam? Gift not allowed. Gift freely given. Employer or any person who purchase in the name of business gifts and given freely to others. Freely gift given, gift not which is blockade, very clearly is there.
But Momento is also a gift, no, sir? Then
That's what memento. Memento is gift is different from memento. Memento is appreciation, token of appreciation. Memento is a token of appreciation which will come under the business promotion category. If you give the Diwali gift, it is not a business promotion, it's a gift only.
But in gift, we pack our name and everything. Like it is a kind of promotion only, no, sir?
Correct. No. See. Then what is the meaning of gift then?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Poonam. It was lovely having you on screen. I would request other participants also to take that initiative. Now we have one question from Venu. So she asked that if I purchase a vehicle, it is in blocked credit. Do I have to take ITC and also to reverse the tax or just to skip the ITC? I mean, it in GSTR 3B.
See here, in your books of accounts, you can take ITC and you reverse the ITC, which has no problem at all. When you talk about ITC with regard to return, if you accepted the ITC in GSTR 2A return is my ITC and ensure that before filing the GSTR 3B, return that particular credit. If you carry that credit on such vehicle, which is blocked credit, in the GSTR 3B you've shown that credit as my credit, then it is wrongly availing the ITC.
Got it. So we'll take last few questions. If anybody has some questions, you can put in the chat. Okay, so we have one of the members. Hello, sir. I'll just unmute you so that you can ask your question. We can't hear you. Yes, please say something now.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
my dear
yes.
sir. Go
Yeah,
ahead, sir.
good evening. I have a small question. You just said about repairs of building is allowed. ITC is allowed.
Well allowed, my dear.
Yeah.
Construction is not allowed because why?
Yeah. Fresh construction is not allowed.
Reason I was telling you, it is a capitalized nature.
Yeah.
Repairs and maintenance is a expenditure nature, debit performance account.
Yeah.
Therefore, it's qualified for ITC.
Yeah. For example, you just replaced a wash basin.
Yeah, this is what
It is allowed. Some taps and some other fixtures, replacement of those items, it is allowed.
Correct, my dear sir. How you are going to show this? It is
Yeah.
It is an expenditure nature, capital expenditure or revenue expenditure.
Revenue. Normally, it will be hit to the P&L. It need not be capitalized.
Obviously, you are right. Well allowed,
Yeah.
my dear.
So my query is whether a similar kind of repairs on vehicles should not be allowed, like replacement of tires,
Yes. Yes.
servicing, routine servicing of the vehicle.
Reason, my dear sir, reason, he very clearly they said as a bag crate. 75 AB, if you refer, it very clearly says that general insurance,
Yeah.
servicing,
Yeah.
repairs and maintenance in relation to motor vehicle is block gate, unless that motor vehicle is capital goods for you to claim ITC.
All right.
That's why.
All right. Thank you.
I hope that answers.
Yeah. It is answers. Per se, vehicles, nothing is allowed, but building minor repairs like painting and other things are allowed, unless it result in creation of any floor space, which is the criteria for capitalization. Other than that, it's allowed.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on screen. So I guess we are wrapped up with the questions. If you have any more questions, I've given you 2 links for our WhatsApp and Telegram. You can surely join there. Join us there for the future webinars also. If you would like to know all the details about the future webinars that are going on in CA Club India, I'll share the link again with everyone. Also, as I've already told, that sir has a full-fledged course on CA Club India, and if you want to see and go and check the demo video of his course, I've already provided the link in the chat box. So thank you all of the participants. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing out time and joining us. We'll be coming out with more such sessions with sir and other faculties, so you can join us, and we'll be happy to help and happy to help everyone. Okay, so we have got comments also. Thank you so much, sir. So it was nice joining. Thank you, sir. Sir, you're on mute. Sorry, I'll just unmute you. Can you unmute from your end? Try
Yes. Yes. I'm highly thankful to all of you, my dear friends, one and all, for listening the lecture. I'm very, very happy to note this. Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.